Right now, the first side of the story on Power 106 FM. We will not take sides, but we listen to your side. Join us as we explore the issues, present the facts, speak with the experts, and as always, listen to both sides. What's your story? Tell us on both sides of the story. 922-4112, 922-4113, 922-4114, and 922-4115. You can listen to both sides of the story on the Gleaner's website, www.go-jamaica.com, on your mobile phones at tunein.com or novex.com, or by dialing 832-551-5045 or 213-493-0133 in the USA. If you're in the UK, you can dial 020-3519-0145, and in Germany, 051-180-904044. Our email address is bothsides106@live.com, and you can join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, look us up on Skype. We look forward to receiving your instant messages on MSN or Yahoo, and your text messages on 365-3346. Remember, we have two ears and one mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Yes, both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Knowledge is power. Classes in session. Power 106.
We have faith in old proverbs, full surely. For wisdom has traced what they tell, and truth may be drawn up as purely. From them, as it may from a well. Let us question the thinkers and doers, and hear what they honestly say. And you'll find they believe, like bold wooers, in where there's a will, there's a way. The hills have been high for man's mounting. The woods have been dense for his axe. The stars have been thick for his counting. The sands have been wide for his tracks. The sea has been deep for his diving. The poles have been broad for his sway. But bravely he has proved in his striving that where there's a will, there's a way. Have ye vices that ask a destroyer, or passions that need your control? Let reason become your employer, and your body be ruled by your soul. Fight on, though ye bleed in the trial. Resist with all strength that ye may. Ye may conquer sin's host by denial, for where there's a will, there's a way. Have ye poverty's pinching to cope with? Does suffering weigh down your might? Only call up a spirit to hope with, and dawn may come out of the night. Oh, much may be done by defying the ghosts of despair and dismay, and much may be gained by relying on where there's a will, there's a way. Should ye see afar off that worth winning, set out on the journey with trust, and ne'er heed if your path at beginning should be among brambles and dust. Though it is but by footsteps ye do it, and hardships may hinder and stay, walk with faith and be sure you'll get through it, for where there's a will, there's a way.
Our independence will never know the six. It is for the nation we're gonna be. It is for democracy that makes us free. It's for economic independence, sure will be. So rise, Jamaica, rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence time is here. It is for progress that we're gonna make. It's for the embassies we'll operate. And it's for nature, there's no running home. Please don't defy the laws that will done. So rise and make the rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence time is so rise to make the rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence time is here. It's for equality that we'll all enjoy. And never ever try to destroy. These celebrations, let us all partake. Is for eternity, till they all will stand. So rise and make a rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence now is here. Rise and make a rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence now is here. Ours for independence will never know the six. It is for the nation we're gonna be.
Rise, Jamaica, rise. Independence time is here. Al T. Joe, another vintage festival song on your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM in the spirit of Jamaica 60. Independence time is here. Rise, Jamaica, Al T. Joe. And before that, we shared with you Where There's a Will, There's a Way by Eliza Cook. 2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the 26th day of the 7th month of 2022, the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development, the International Year of Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Glass, and the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture. Put another way, it's the 26th day of the second month of 2022, as in the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season. And according to the local weather forecast, there's a tropical wave just east of Jamaica, and a low-level jet stream is across the central Caribbean. The tropical wave is expected to move across the island today. Expect an increase in shower and thunderstorm activity, which started earlier today and will last well into this evening. Windy conditions are also expected, especially across southern parishes for the rest of this afternoon, due to the presence of that low-level jet stream, which is a narrow band of fast-flowing wind in the lower levels of the atmosphere. Conditions for the rest of this afternoon, cloudy with periods of showers and thunderstorms across most parishes, windy, especially across southern parishes. Tonight will be partly cloudy. Elsewhere in the region, there's a high-pressure ridge across the northern Caribbean. In the United States, the month of July is being observed as Cord Blood Awareness Month, Healthy Vision Month, International Group B Strep Throat Awareness Month, Juvenile Arthritis Awareness Month, National Cleft and Craniofacial Awareness and Prevention Month, Sarcoma Awareness Month, and UV Safety Awareness Month. The anniversary of the Moncada Barracks attack is being celebrated in Cuba. It's the day of Iansa in Brazil, Grand Lai et Grande Alumondia, Sainte Anne on Haiti, and Independence Day in Liberia and the Maldives. Hoy es martes, el 26 de julio 2022. Y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa, Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est mardi le 26 juillet 2022 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue.
Walk into Marjan's Pharmacy and you will feel better. The service is clearly different. Marjan's Pharmacy, call 876-703-6335. The time by Marjan's Pharmacy is 2:15. CIWI Electrical Sales is the place to find top quality brands, plugs, switches, wire, cables, and more. We stock all you need to get that electrical job done. We sell both domestic and commercial electrical items, conveniently located at 109.5 Red Hills Road. Call 876-924-2642 or 876-283-9986. We deliver island-wide.
Gen Zers, we're back.
Gen Z returns with a new look, fresh faces, hot topics, and a whole new vibe. We're talking finance, dating, dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. You don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show for the youths, by the youths.
It's Emancipation Park's 20th anniversary celebrations, and you're invited to the party. Join us on Sunday, July 31 for Thanksgiving, featuring Elaine, the NHD Chorale, and the Denham Town Drummers. Then on August 1, it's Redemption Fest with quality cultural and gospel performances backed by Peter Ashbourne and the E-Park Big Band. Both events start at 6 p.m., admission free. That's Emancipation Park's anniversary celebrations, July 31 and August 1.
Tune in to Power 106 FM for Milestones in Nationhood, short features that examine 60 significant milestones in Jamaica's history and development as Jamaica celebrates 60 years of independence, from pre-independence to political independence and the formation of the Jamaican society and people. It all comes together in Milestones in Nationhood, weekdays 12:30 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Our independence will never know six. It is for the nation we're gonna be.
Just in case you missed the introduction, all we're saying is it's Tuesday, the 26th of July, 2022, and we greet you well wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, wherever, whenever. We thank you for dialing those two designated numbers from the United States and the United Kingdom to listen to Power 106 FM. If you're in the US and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, that number is 631-359-8281, 631-359-8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, you can call 0330-606-0953, 0330-606-0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear, but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, no sweat. There's always YouTube. You don't need to have an account to access YouTube. All you need is a smartphone or a not so smartphone, a tablet, computer, laptop, desktop, any one of those. Then you need internet connection, but importantly, internet connectivity. And one way to test if you do in fact have connectivity is by opening a browser like Google Chrome and just doing a search. You could very well just search for YouTube. And before you can finish typing, the box will populate. And if you're doing that now, you should see this video trending as well. And if you're not seeing it, then no sweat. In the YouTube search box, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to watch both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Already we have a few messages that we need to clear. In the meantime, we're taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Looking forward to your full participation. In fact, let's clear some of these messages right now. Hello to Reverend Dr. Frank Lawrence. Good afternoon to you. He says, greetings, Power 106, or greetings, Power 106 is not being heard in Runaway Bay since yesterday. Sad that I missed your wonderful program. God bless, from Reverend Dr. Frank Lawrence. We're terribly sorry to hear that, Reverend Dr. Frank Lawrence. We trust that one of these days, things will indeed get better as far as Power 106 FM's transmission is concerned. One of these days. Oh, let's see now. So we're sending your message to the transmission TV radio group right now. In fact, we just did. What we'll also do is to send your contact information so that the engineers can always check with you for you to explain exactly what was happening or not happening, so they can get a better understanding of what was at the heart of whatever problem was experienced yesterday. Sorry about that, Reverend Dr. Frank Lawrence. We hope and we pray one of these days that our signal will get back to the early days when it was so powerful that when you drove past, when you turned on to Balmoral Avenue, you would automatically pick up Power 106 FM. You wouldn't even have to change your dial. But that was a case of overmodulation in a sense. It was so powerful that it was leaking into other systems. We don't necessarily want to get back to that point, but the point where we have a level of consistency in terms of our transmission. That is our hope. Let's continue. Here's a message. In fact, it's a call from Cuban in Georgia to our text line, which is the same as the WhatsApp number. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. How are you doing, sir? And the family?
Good afternoon. We're fine, thanks. And you? And yours?
I'm doing good. It's kind of hot, but we're getting some cool weather now, so it's not as bad as a couple days ago.
Well, that's encouraging.
Yes. So I have 3 quick things. I'm calling on the NWC to put in place a smart water park in the 14 parishes so the citizens can bring their kids to these facilities and refresh themselves and relax and chill in this heat wave that's going on. Secondly, the United Nations is telling CARICOM they own the key to the Asian people and the future of the island of Haiti. What is this and where this is coming from? Thirdly, and if CARICOM is afraid of the United Nations on these matters to fix and deal with the issues and problems that is affecting each and every Asian citizens in the Caribbean and CARICOM.
Well, those who have the answers, we hope they're listening. We hope those with the answers are listening.
Okay, sir.
Thank you for the
Have a
call.
good day, Sir Malcolm.
Same
Thank
to
you
you.
for listening.
Sure, anytime.
I'll keep listening because you know I'm a favorite. I'm one of your favorite.
You're very
personnel.
kind. You're very kind. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon to Asha Ash in London, UK. She says, hi, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. It's a double dose today, tuning in from London, UK. Indeed, Asha Ash, and you have worked both shifts as well, as haven't you? Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine. Good afternoon to you. Errol Cross says, good afternoon, Dervan and all listeners. Welcome, Errol Cross. Hello and good afternoon as well to Jeannie Chambers. Blessings to you too. Oh, today's your birthday. Happy birthday, Jeannie Chambers. May you live to see many, many more. And all the best. Golden Brown, good afternoon to you as well. Thanks for tuning in. Nicola in Central Jamaica, good to have you on board. Audrey Smith in Southampton in England. Hi to you as well. Good to see you online. Thanks for joining us here on both sides of the story. Audrey Smith in Southampton in England. Good to have you on board. Debisha Dwyer marks herself present. Good afternoon, Debisha Dwyer. Thank you very much for tuning in. Jennifer Stewart says, good afternoon, Sir Dervan. 2 work in 1 day. Well, so it is, Jennifer Stewart. How are things on Kew Road in Kencott, East Central St. Andrew? Good afternoon. Greetings coming from Ricardo as well, as usual. Mikey Jarrett is in Brooklyn, New York. He says, Tuesday afternoon blessings and blessed love, my brother. To you too, Mikey Jarrett in New York. Caswayne Casco, good afternoon to you as well. Errol, I think this is Errol in Maryland, in the DMV. Good afternoon, sir. Being a while, or you mean been a while, but still here. It is that time of the year, getting ready to head home for Christmas. Oh, you're ready already, Errol. We're still in the middle of summer. Enjoy summer a bit, no? But anyway, he says he's getting ready to head home for Christmas, and we know where home is. Enjoy the rest of your day, he says. Well, we'll be more than happy to welcome you home when that time comes, Errol. Thank you very much. Ricardo again says, it's raining where I am. And would that be Glengoff in West, which constituency is that again? Is that still West Rural? Not sure. Inez Iona Campbell says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and viewers. To you too, Inez Iona Campbell. Thank you very much for tuning in. Good to have you on board and all the very best. This one says, good afternoon, Uncle Dervan, to you and your listeners all over the world, and all the best to you, and enjoy the rest of your day and take care. Greetings. All the best to you too. Thank you very much. James in East London, we'll come back to you in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. CIWI Electrical Sales is the place to find top quality brands, plugs, switches, wire, cables, and more. We stock all you need to get that electrical job done. We sell both domestic and commercial electrical items, conveniently located at 109 and a half Red Hills Road. Call 876-924-2642 or 876-283-9986. We deliver island-wide. National Irrigation Commission customers, you can now pay your bills online using your Visa credit card, MasterCard, or NCB key card by visiting the website www.nicjamaica.com. Select Pay Your Bill option, then follow the instructions, or visit any one of their office locations and pay using your debit card. The National Irrigation Commission Limited, irrigation, making the difference in agriculture.
Under the Law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 50 years, and that's right. The program is brought to you on Wednesdays by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy. Under the Law at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. Wednesdays on Power 106 FM.
Please don't depart the lost and buried on. So rise to make a rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence God is here.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Good afternoon to Suzette Barrett Ennis in the UK. Is it Somerset? I believe that's where she is. She says, good afternoon. Lovely. Very nice to see you. Been a while. The weather is lovely for a while now. All the best, love. All the best to you too, Suzette Barrett Ennis, and to your husband, Paul, and all the other members of the family. Thank you. And I think we have transmitted as much online already, but just in case you missed it, condolences as well on your loss. Thank you very much for keeping in touch with us, Suzette Barrett Ennis. And let's stay in the UK because James in East London has shared with us, as usual, a collection of stories from the papers, the newspapers, the media houses in the United Kingdom. And let's see, where do we start? Let's go with, here we go. Robin Williams, Met Police must reinstate senior officer sacked. Well, the story is the Metropolitan Police has been told to reinstate a senior officer convicted of possessing a child abuse video. Superintendent Novelet Robin Williams, 59, was commended for her work after the Grenfell Tower disaster a few years ago. Well, she was sentenced to 200 hours of community service for possession of an indecent image, and that was in November 2019. At least 21 people dead after drinking spiked alcohol in India. And you know what it means when your drink is spiked. It's really to add alcohol or some kind of drug to contaminate the drink or food, because your food could be spiked as well. And people who do that surreptitiously. So let's, which means in a way that attempts to avoid notice or attention. Let's be mindful of these things. It still happens to this day, and we had a discussion this morning on Molly and related matters. It's a serious thing. And those children need to be mindful that they don't take cookies or any baked products from even their fellow students, because there's the business of spiking the cookies with some some cannabis or ganja related element. So let's be mindful of that. 21 people died after consuming spiked drinks in a part of India where alcohol is banned. So this was done in a part of India where alcohol is banned. 30 others have become ill in the incident in the Ahmedabad and Botad districts of Gujarat state, where they manufacture, sell, and, well, the manufacture, sale, and consumption of alcohol is prohibited. So all of that they were involved in anyway was against the law to be drinking in the first place. And monkeypox is in the news in the UK. And the information here is that it is important to recognize that just one or two genital or anal lesions or lesions in the mouth can be signs of monkeypox, especially if you have had a new sexual partner, says UK Health Security Agency Samuel Lovett Sr. So there are new symptoms. The UK health officials have identified new symptoms of monkeypox. Let's see if we can spell this one out a little more for you, since this is possibly a matter of life or death. So the information is, let's read on. Do we have it? Hold on. Let's come back. So the actual story. Health officials in the UK have updated the case definition of monkeypox to include new symptoms associated with the disease. A single lesion or lesions on the genitals, anus, and surrounding area, lesions in the mouth, and anal pain or bleeding, especially if the individual has had a new sexual partner recently, have all been identified as symptoms of the viral infection by the UK Health Security Agency. The majority of people with monkeypox can safely manage their symptoms at home, and there have been no reported deaths. Most people experience mild symptoms, but it can cause a significant illness in some, requiring hospitalization, including for severe pain. Meera Chand, Director of Clinical and Emerging Infections at UK Health Security Agency, says we continue to see new diagnoses of monkeypox passed on primarily through close or sexual contact. Let's continue to bear these things in mind even as we continue to protect ourselves. In the UK, there were 2,208 confirmed cases as of the 21st of July, according to data from the UK Health Security Agency. Of these, 2,115 are in England. So that's one of the stories coming out of the UK, shared with us by one of our regular listeners, James in East London. Also in the news in the UK, Boris Johnson does not want to resign and wishes he could wipe away resignation. That's according to the report in Opera News. Boris Johnson has told a colleague he does not want to resign as Prime Minister and wishes he could wipe away his departure. That, let's see, just trying to bring up some more of this story, but you get the essence of it. Does that sound familiar? Boris Johnson doesn't want to give up the prime ministership. Does it sound familiar? Who didn't want to give up the presidency in the United States of America? That's the thing with power, isn't it? Man. That's the thing. All right, thank you very much, James in East London, for the roundup of stories in the UK. Good afternoon to Kwame McPherson, author extraordinaire. June in Norway says, I am here enjoying the festival song. I love Jamaica Rise. Greetings from June. Let's give Lady June a little bit more of the music since she loves to hear it. Here we go, June.
It is for the nation. We're gonna be. It's for democracy that makes a real. It's for economic independence, sure will be. So rise, Jamaica, rise, and let us celebrate. Let's not get the prize. Independence time is here.
Good afternoon to Paulette Saunders. And there you go, June in Norway. A little more of the song for you since you say you're enjoying it. Moralist says, good evening, good afternoon, still afternoon here in Jamaica, Moralist. She has shared with us a video of, what is this now? Oh, this is her mountain sop, which resembles soursop or sweet sop, one of those from that family. So she shared it with us just now. This is the mountain sop. Eat what you grow and grow what you eat. And then she goes on to ask, why did we get rid of island-wide farming? We had such a thing, island-wide farming. It would have been more organic than anything else. People just, those who felt like farming something, I don't know of a policy along the lines of island-wide farming, which would be quite intensive and intense and it would have to be a very involved process. But anyway, that's the question Moralist is asking. Why did we get rid of island-wide farming? And we have no doubt she knows what she's talking about. Maybe the rest of us are unfamiliar. And she says, now we are in a food crisis in a land of wood and water. And it's the kind of crisis we want to avoid, Moralist. And it's another resilience building feature. Whatever man has to deal with in his time on this earth will make man much stronger and more resilient. Once man is able to find ways and means of getting out of these tight situations, whether food or the lack thereof, finances or the lack thereof, etc., man, by virtue of his basic instincts, man will find a way, one way or another. Thank you very much, Moralist. Jessica says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Seems to be all night rain, but it's not quite night yet where you are, is it? Please keep safe, warm and dry. I'm tuned in, she says. And you do likewise. All the very best. Take care. There's more right after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
Created for the petroleum industry. HAS Petroleum Equipment and Supplies, providing equipment and parts for petroleum transportation, dispensing, servicing, retrofitting, construction, and maintenance of service stations. Your one-stop superstore. Save foreign exchange and time. Shop locally. Visit us at 181 Hagley Park Road or call 876-787-1236. HAS Petroleum Equipment and Supplies, the petroleum industry innovators.
Tune in to Power 106 FM for Milestones in Nationhood, short features that examine 60 significant milestones in Jamaica's history and development as Jamaica celebrates 60 years of independence, from pre-independence to political independence and the formation of the Jamaican society and people. It all comes together in Milestones in Nationhood, weekdays 12:30 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Blessed or island home, please don't depart the lost and buried down. So rise to make the rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past, independence.
So we did give you an indication of some of the stories coming out of the UK. We're going to give you a quick snapshot of some of the stories coming out of Jamaica. Well, let's remind you of the numbers to call, whatever is on your mind, your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions, your issues, your criticisms, your recommendations, whatever is on your mind, your questions, feel free to call 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. We continue to take you through the rich history of this country as we mark Jamaica 60. This used to be a land of the who's who of all kinds of sectors of society as well. So, for example, for those who are familiar with the story of Machu Picchu, and that's in Peru. It was this week in 1911, July the 24th to be exact, that Yale archaeologist Hiram Bingham, while exploring in Peru, located Machu Picchu, the lost city of the Incas. We learned that in history in school. The event would set off a century of controversy. Bingham was born in Honolulu, the son and grandson of Protestant missionaries in the Pacific. He graduated from Yale University and did graduate work in history and politics at the University of California and Harvard. And just to cut a long story short, the long and short of it, we're making a connection with Jamaica here. That's the long and short of it. We're making a connection with Jamaica. But did Hiram Bingham really discover Machu Picchu? Hardly. He was led there by local people who lived nearby and were using Machu Picchu's agricultural terraces. He did, however, conduct the first archaeological excavations there and uncovered the famous structures hidden by 4 centuries of disuse. He also documented, mapped, and photographed the site over several years. Was Bingham the first European to visit Machu Picchu? Maybe not. Some claim that the German adventurer and businessman Augusto Berns had visited the site some 4 decades earlier with the blessing of the Peruvian government. Others say the 2 missionaries had trekked there in 1906, 5 years before Bingham. Bingham, however, was clearly the first to scientifically explore the place, and he also publicized it. The entire April 1913 issue of National Geographic magazine was devoted to that. Bingham also wrote about it, notably Inca land exploration in the highlands of Peru, 1922, and Lost City of the Incas, a 1948 bestseller. Today, the train that takes visitors up to Machu Picchu is named after Hiram Bingham, who we should tell you, and I think we've shared before on this program, he used to live right here in Jamaica, more precisely in Portland. Hiram Bingham was married to Alfreda Mitchell, daughter of Alfred Mitchell and Tiffany and Company jewelers heiress Annie Olivia Tiffany. So from the famous Tiffany family, right? It's they used to live in Port Antonio, Portland. In fact, they used to live at Folly Mansion in Port Antonio, Portland, to be precise. So we're still waiting to see for how much longer, though, that property will lie in ruins before its full tourism value is exploited. Can you imagine? That holds a bit of history there, that Folly Mansion. And it would be really and truly folly not to take advantage of potential tourism opportunities, which have been mooted before, but just not getting off the ground. That's like that space previously occupied by the Goodyear factory, which has just now reached the stage where some development is going to take place as the developers look to establish the new town center. Let's see how that goes. Right. The US postal system was established on this day in 1775. And you would think, whoa, that's a long time. But would you believe that by the time the United States of America set up their postal system, in Jamaica, we were already operating a postal system for 104 years. 104 years. That's right. Jamaica's postal service was established on the 31st of October, 1671. And it took the United States of America 104 years later to catch up with Jamaica in terms of having a postal system. And of course, Jamaica was the first British colony to set up a post office as well. The post office was established in the then capital, Santiago de la Vega, or St. Diego de la Vega, or Spanish Town as it is known today. And the other day we shared a bit of that history as well. So we'll just leave that for another time. Well, how about the connection between Jamaica and Liberia? Do you know of that connection in this year of Jamaica 60? Well, here's the story. On this day in 1847, Liberia became the first African colony to evolve into an independent state. Liberia, on this day in 1847, Liberia became the first African colony to evolve into an independent state. Liberia was once a colony of the American Colonization Society. Under pressure from Britain, the United States hesitantly accepted Liberian sovereignty, making the West African nation the first democratic republic in African history. A constitution modeled after the US Constitution was approved, and in 1848, Joseph Jenkins Roberts was elected Liberia's first president. Did you know that a Jamaican was involved in the development of Maryland County in Liberia? Oh, yes. His name, John Brown Russwurm. And you can Google the name, Russwurm. It's an unusual name, so it should be easy to research. John Brown Russwurm, Russwurm, was his name, the Jamaican who was involved in the development of Maryland County in Liberia. John Brown Rossworm. John Brown Rossworm was born in Port Antonio, Portland, on the 1st of October, 1799. His mother was a Negro Jamaican servant girl named Brown, and his father was a young roving American of aristocratic German descent who had come from Maine in the United States to Jamaica some time before. In due course, the child was christened John Brown. According to sociologist, historian, civil rights activist, Pan-Africanist, author, and editor W.E.B. Du Bois, in America they say Du Bois, but the correct pronunciation is Du Bois. It's a French name. W.E.B. Du Bois. When John Brown's father left Jamaica, he put his son in school in Canada before marrying a white woman in Maine who learned of John Brown's existence and insisted that he join the family and assume his father's name, Rossworm, hence the name John Brown Rossworm. After Rossworm Sr. died and her subsequent remarriage, she still cared for the boy. He was sent to school in Maine, Maine, in the United States, and eventually attended Bowdoin College, graduating in 1826. W.E.B. Du Bois wrote that John Brown Rossworm was probably the first person of acknowledged African descent to finish an American college, although other records indicate that Rossworm was the second Negro in the USA to earn a college degree. By 1827, he was editor of Freedom Journal, the first Black newspaper which came off the press in New York. 2 years later, he emigrated to Liberia in 1829 to become superintendent of public schools and to carry on trade. From 1830 to 1834, he was the colonial secretary, editing and publishing at the same time a paper called the Liberia Herald. In 1836, he was appointed governor of the Maryland County colony at Cape Palmas, a position he held until his death in 1851. Rossworm encouraged agriculture and trade, built a stone jail that could also be used as a fort, took a census in 1843, and established a court with presiding justices. He became married to one of the daughters of a Lieutenant Governor McGill of Monrovia and was survived by 4 children when he died in 1851. During his time in Liberia, Rossworm learned several of the native languages, encouraging trade and diplomatic relations with neighboring countries as well as whites. There is a state of John Rossworm there's a statue of John Rossworm at his burial site at Harper, Cape Palmas, Liberia. In 2002, scholar Malifi Kete Asante listed John Brown Rossworm on his list of 100 greatest African Americans. See how they did that? Clever, eh? Although he was born right here in Jamaica. So it is. And that's all right. We're going to pause here to go to a break right here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. There's more after the break.
Independence time is here. It's for equality that we'll all enjoy. And never ever try to destroy. See celebrations, let us all partake.
Now Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Hour 106.
Coast to Coast Concrete, the high quality concrete for fencing, roofing, foundation, and road surfacing. Call 876-754-7472. The time by Coast to Coast Concrete is
3 o'clock.
Monkeypox is in Jamaica. If you are experiencing fever, intense headache, muscle aches, and/or rash on the skin, you must isolate immediately and call ahead to your health center or doctor before visiting. All members of the public should wear a mask, frequently wash hands, and practice physical distancing. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
You are an exporter, helping to elevate the face of our international trade. But in order to do that, and all the other tasks on your list, you need someone that understands you. We know that finding adequate collateral as a SME can sometimes be challenging, which is why we've partnered with our friends at GMMB to bring you the Exim Expert Guarantee to give you that extra collateral support where you may need it. Call Exim Bank to find out more about the Exim Export Guarantee. Exim Bank. By helping businesses, we save lives and livelihood.
Let's forget the past. Independence dawn is
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
Honorable Public Intellectual. Wagwan, long time I ain't talk.
It's been a while, yes. Good to hear from you.
Tell me something. This Honorable President Mary I talked about the other day. Coming over to call up on that day. About reparation. Can't be different. They say him again.
That's, oh goodness. I'm looking at his face now, but I'm not, that's,
You can name a Miss Mickey, you know.
yeah, the chairman of Digicel, Dennis O'Brien. Technically speaking, his first name is French, so it would be Denis, but I think he has accepted Dennis O'Brien. He's the chairman of Digicel Group. He's the one who recently announced a plan to pay reparations.
Okay. So if you're listening now, you know, I'd like him to know, and all the politicians and businessmen in this country who here signed petition the other day about them want reparation from the future king and queen of Jamaica. Come like them don't get it in this judgment, yeah. You know, repatriation first who want to return home to Africa. All black sons and daughters must return home to Africa.
So you're not interested in reparation? That's what you're saying?
In Jamaica. You know, you remember the planter, them they get money and we slave children until this day never get no compensation.
Yes.
So we want to know if it is a replay. Because reincarnation bring back everyone, you know, to face the last judgment. So we want to know for them are the same people, you know, former slave master who come back in this time and now to come take reparation and eat up reparation money in Jamaica, because they go fall back in Jamaica government and Queen Elizabeth government here. You know what I'm saying? So it would be wise to take reparation.
So who should they, how should they disperse the funds then, if not Jamaica? Send it to Africa?
When we get repatriation, I will land in over on that golden shore, then we will take reparation in Africa and set up ourselves in Africa, you know, because them say them are Jamaican, you know. So we don't know them so busy body in this judgment that talk about reparation and then deny them Africanness. So them are Jamaican. Reparation is not for Jamaica.
But you're not much better than them.
Repeat?
You're not that much better than them because you are Jamaican as well.
Don't say it, not right. International. International teachers, you know, everyone have the right to a nationality. So
Jamaica nationality. So I will have found I nationality. You know, I black identity as African. You know, we never deny that. You know?
Yes.
So anyway, we can't on them, you know.
So you're not celebrating Jamaica 60?
You couldn't go celebrate Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee. I remember the 1st of August. 1st of August, you know.
Emancipation.
When they say we get emancipation here on the island, you know.
Yes.
The Queen, the British monarch still come to Jamaica, down go look from plantation. Years after that, in the 1860s, we have to march from around the Spanish town, remember? So the slave master them. You know, see, economic problem, social and economic problem are facing in this country. We have no right to land, pay taxes, and as darkness are reached as a people. Come on to 1962, when Queen Elizabeth reign and rule Jamaica, them discontinue the celebration of emancipation, 1st of August, and cut you out with the independent Jamaica. So I have black sons and daughters, white people. You couldn't go celebrate 1962. You want to celebrate that to Dervan?
The celebration has started. With or without you, the celebrations will go on.
You don't hear what I say. I say you're going to celebrate it too. After what the British monarch and the Manchester done to us, you're going to celebrate Queen Elizabeth.
We're celebrating the rich heritage of the Jamaican people.
So the 95% of us here in Jamaica have the identity of an African. So what is your heritage, our heritage as black people here in Jamaica? What is our heritage? The whole of Jamaica name for British people. You see them sign all over. You know?
What is your name again?
Eh?
What is your name again?
My name?
Yes.
When you come to Africa, we'll get our right name, you know? The whole of policy of man standing here in Jamaica, you know?
Okay, so you know a man by the name of Lloyd?
No, they call us. They call him the Rose of Sharon, they call him the Prince of Peace, but I call him Negus, Negus,
Yes.
our Lord, you know?
All right.
So we give thanks and calling up on O'Brien, you know, to mind what them doing, because I the same or what our kids, you know, and the freedom fighter.
So he must be careful not to disburse any of that reparation money in Jamaica. If he's going to disburse it, it must be disbursed on the continent of Africa.
Yeah, and them can't do that night. I know them not authority to do that because them are slave masters.
So who is going to take charge? Somebody has to lead. Who is going to lead this process?
The right.
Hmm?
The right.
The right?
Righteousness, exalt a nation, and things bring any people to our road.
No, but that's rather vague. I mean, we're talking reality now. We're talking about...
We are with that black international figure, philosopher, you know. We don't know which one of them going to step in, but, you know, at the center stage of the world right now, you know, one of them can come, you know. The mighty Redeemer, will bless return to reign, most high, Rastafari, Marcus I, Rastafari. Remember, I'm promising, you know, to return and serve us as him served before, and then shall come with countless millions, you know, of Africans, you know,
yes,
who died for the cause of this African redemption here, you know. So, one right, I would say, it is so sweet to trust in the man, you know, just to take him at his word, you know.
All right.
Just to rest upon his promise, just to say, the word, my Lord, you know. So we are with our leader, you know,
all right,
you know, and round about us.
All right, we'll look out and listen out for when that day comes, when that person is.
Man say, look big in a whirlwind,
okay,
storm, volcano,
hurricane,
hurricane, and all of them type of thing, you know. So make we set ourselves.
All right.
All right, you know.
All right.
The soon coming king.
All right. Well, if things continue the way they are, I suspect you're gonna have to just get in and roll up your sleeve and lead. You're just going to have to lead.
So we are leading here by educating our one another, as you doing also in our Africanness. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but you're still not moving any continent of Africa. You're still stuck here in Jamaica.
Africa come to us like here the other day. How much leader come down here to them want to have a direct contact.
Well, I hope you're going to dispatch an official correspondence to the office of the Namibian is it the Prime Minister of Namibia who will be here? Yes. So you can't afford to miss that opportunity. You're one of the spokespeople on that. One of the spokespersons.
Commonwealth come out of Africa, so I love to have a talk with all these African leaders who are support Queen Elizabeth rule upon the continent,
Yes.
That's them purpose,
Yes.
So we have to show them, and that's why the king come here, the man say, when he come to Jamaica, that Black African redemption power when come see him, sends him more than him expected from most other people. So as wicked as just some in this country are going, like a beast amongst yourself. And we are the chosen man. And we are the chosen people of God, man. They have brought the man high, a peculiar nation, a peculiar people. Because the man said that's why we can bring our nation and none can bring it. Only black can bring black, None couldn't bring the native, So make we take pride in ourselves, Black pride, black consciousness, black God, and do everything in Africa.
All right. Thank you very much for the call. Take care. All the best. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello,
good afternoon.
Mr. Malcolm.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I wonder if you would be so kind enough to ask engineers to give some volume to Power 106. It's extremely low for around 5 weeks now. I was hoping it would, right itself. And there's a lot of noise on the line.
Are you aware of the frequency that your radio is tuned to?
If I am aware
of the frequency on the dial that your radio is tuned to.
The dial is between the one in Rios and the one and 5, and both of them are very low.
So
Power 106 used to be very, very high, but once you put it on the last stage of the volume, you cannot go any further, and you still cannot hear it.
So
and then when you turn to another station, it just blows up in your ears.
Yes. So that's between 106.
I didn't want to ring about it, but I thought about it this afternoon, and I wondered if you would be kind enough to do that. The minister, and before I did, as I was about to ring.
All right.
Or, I am living in Manchester, in Mandeville.
And you're.
I don't think the rain. We're having lots of rain, but I don't think the rain has anything to do with.
No, it would hardly. Don't think it would have anything to do with the rain. But I'm just trying to confirm. You said between 106. Is it between 106.1 and 106.5 that you're having a difficulty?
Yes, because 101 used to be near to BBC, and then when you made some changes, then it went between 105 and that powerful one in Ochi.
Area FM.
Yes, Area FM. It is very loud and very powerful. And so is Power 105.
I mean,
which is one of the latest stations.
All right.
But my favorite is not because you're on there and speaking to me, but it's always been this station.
Yes.
All
right.
I'm not enjoying it now because I can't.
You're struggling to hear. So can you just confirm once again? You say you're in Mandeville?
Yes.
And have you? Is your radio one of those where you can move from 106.1 to 106.3, 106.5.
No, I've never tried it because I'm not interested in any of those stations.
No, but it's still Power 106. That's what I'm trying to explain. It's 106.
I can still call it, but it's very low.
Sorry, one moment, please. One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
In need of a locksmith? Call Lock Safe and Vault Limited, the experts in the business, specializing in safes, vault doors, cash protector units, locks, crowd control, and locksmith services. Lock Safe and Vault Limited, 40 Shortwood Road, Kingston 8. Telephone 924-555023 or 924-01245. It's Emancipation Park's 20th anniversary celebrations, and you're invited to the party. Join us on Sunday, July 31 for Thanksgiving, featuring Elaine, the Denham Town Drummers. Then on August 1, it's Redemption Fest with quality cultural and gospel performances backed by Peter Ashbourne and the E-Park Big Band. Both events start at 6 p.m., admission free. That's Emancipation Park's anniversary celebrations, July 31 and August 1.
Gen Zers, we're back! Gen Z returns with a new look, fresh faces, hot topics, and a whole new vibe. We're talking finance, dating, dancehall. You think it? Discuss it. You don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show for the youths, by the youths.
Rise, Jamaica, rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence time is here.
Thanks for holding. Are you still there?
Yes,
Yes, I was just making the point.
I can hear it on the phone quite nicely because I was listening to that young gentleman who wants to go back to Africa.
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear it on the phone quite nicely, but on the radio, no. Won't pick it up. It picks it up, but it doesn't.
It's not as strong as it should be.
No, not as strong as before. Even if it was a little strong, I wouldn't worry.
Mm-hmm.
But when you play the new songs for the festival,
yes,
it doesn't give. You don't get anything from it. You can't turn it so you can get a good beat and rock your body. You know.
Yes, I see what you mean. Oh dear, I have to try and remember all of that.
You should say don't rock it too much. You might rock it off. Yeah, you can't get it. I listen to it, but I don't enjoy it because they're all on the same. You can't turn it any higher for you to get a good volume, you know.
Right, but you're confirming that you're in Mandeville.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And generally, can you give us a general area in Mandeville? Just.
I mean, on the New Green Road, not New Green,
all
just
right.
a few steps away from the Jehovah's Witness Church.
Okay.
Or Hall, in that general area. Where
Kingdom Hall.
Yes, yes, not far from there.
All right.
You know, it's walking distance into Mandeville town, and on the hill is the new housing space.
All right, we'll do our best to share this information with the engineers. They have a WhatsApp group where all this kind of information is shared.
Yes, I would be happy if I could get it rectified before Thursday when they're going to have the thing on. I have to listen to it on the radio.
What's that? Denby?
No, not Denby. Isn't it Thursday they're having the final for the?
Oh, that's going to be on TV and on the internet. It's going to be on TVJ.
Because the TV, they've taken all three of my chief, so that's why I rely on the radio.
Oh dear, what a thing.
Yeah. You remember me speaking to you a little while ago when I came back from overseas.
Yes, yes. Oh dear.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll try as much as possible to get the engineers to rectify that situation. I know exactly what you're talking about because we experience it when we're on the road as well. In terms of
this morning I was listening to you on the program and I couldn't hear it very well.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm getting old. This is my old age, but the other programs are all right.
No, your hearing is perfectly all right.
Because I can hear you.
Yes.
Well, I've got you before me here, so
Right.
I can hear you, but not on the radio. It's very
All
well,
right,
like everybody else has said, but I don't like to be a nuisance.
No, not at all.
I can and bear it, but you can get to the point where I feel you ought to know because one doesn't phone you won't know.
Yes. All right. So thank you for the call. Sorry you're having troubles hearing us clearly. We'll share your concern, your experience with the engineers, and hopefully they can get onto it quickly enough. And please feel free to let us know the moment it starts sounding better.
Yes, certainly. Thank you very much for your time.
And thanks for calling. You too. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Now, we do have somebody holding here. Let's check match times, Davin, because I have 11 minutes 47. The other person was here before. All right. Let's go to the caller on the regular call-in lines. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I just love to tell you that it's happening here on my radio also. We're not hearing power in its powerful state that it always been.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
From 1 right to 5 is a little bit clearer, but not louder.
Mm-hmm.
And from 5 and 6 are drawn out. I drawn it out. So power losing its power.
Unfortunately, yes.
So you see, when we are hearing your voice crisp, clean, and loud, but not all the caller. A poor pastor and himself. We are hearing voice strong, and when the people say, "Pastor, I'm not hear you good," it's all right. I'm hearing you. I'm in a sense that like when you might hear the people and the people not hear.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to spend some money, man. Get some more updated equipment, man, and your transmitter. Spend some money. You're in a competitive broadcasting sphere.
That's right.
A little breaking news.
What's that? What's that breaking story?
Calm down. in New York, they robbed the church and robbed pastor's wife of $1 million worth of jewelry, plus the pastor won while the sermon is going on. And why would a pastor wife carry $1 million worth of jewelry go to church and I expect her now go attract people?
Maybe she has a business
of manufacturing of a gold mine.
Maybe she's a jeweler.
Okay, well, don't beat up yourself that way then.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's all in the Observer, so it's not no fake news.
That's in Jamaica?
No, man, New York.
Oh, you did say New York, yes. You did say New York.
And Mr. Mass lied another word of advice before going home. When I was going home, we're not supposed to just go home as the way we came, because Africa is not as it used to be. And in the land that His Majesty gave I and I in Shashamane, the Aroma tribe is claiming it says their land because they were enemies of the king, you know. So they are claiming it. They go there and all kill an elder, burn down his house. And right now the tabernacle is bulldozed down because, as gone to them, the government have planned to put roads there. And a lot of Africans, if you don't get your name changed from here before you go up there, they must see you as foreigners. And you're not going to be accepted just as how I would think it should be. Go to Ghana, yes, fine. But there are other states. Ethiopia is not as how it used to be because the enemies of the king now is in command. And when you go up there with the red, gold, and green flag with the lion, you are targeted because you don't take out the lion out of the flag. So make sure you carry up machinery, tools, and seeds, and a lot of cash. Because you have to go up there and build Africa, not to go and be a parasite to Africa and depend on them up there when they need. So go up there with your reparation money, build schools, open business that you can employ the youth them, and you will be accepted. Otherwise, we're not ready for repatriation. I was talking about Mr. Morgan, which you would have met in Kelly. You remember him?
Mr.
Sir?
Morgan, I'm trying to remember now. Morgan.
He's a returned resident, and he came out with...
Oh, yes, with the device there.
with the digital equipment. And he's going to schools here to get the youth, but he's specializing in the girls to assemble these gadgets, which you can use as signs to say open, close, and whatever sign. And even in the stoplight, he designed some mini ones, and which can use solar energy, and they have to be a dependent on the grid. And I'm saying that a lot of the people them don't see the importance of it. And I was mentioning even the waters that body crossing to cross the children. They could make some signs that when they go there, instead of the lady them set up in the road, they stand at the side and press a button and the light comes on to say stop children crossing, and will not endanger those sisters to be in the road when we see people want to run them over. Some of them are get injured in there. So right now I have one of the circuit board here, which I'm going to complete it to let it works. And it is simple because it is simple if you know how to do it anyway. And it uses solar energy or a little battery, those 2-pole dry cell battery to power it. So I'm imploring the government to really use up that skill that the man went abroad and bring forward here and teach it in the schools, that our youth can make the stop signs here and how to program them. The side of the road is the slower side, so the stoplight goes off quicker there and stays on longer up on the main road. So if you don't have no one, some of them don't have broke down and it be there for days, and because I don't know if we don't have enough persons to maintain them or to program them or what. But I really, really love for whomever is listening, pass on the news to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Investment, or whichever ministry is so attached to that, that they use up these skills that our brothers and sisters go to foreign and bring forward. Using the war with the Italian and Ethiopia. When the POWs were captured, and the enemies, the ones them say kill them, his mother said no, we want them to teach us how to do things that we cannot do. Fly aircraft, make aircrafts, and all the skills that they come with. And that's what he did. He never did just kill them because they are the enemy. So when our brothers and sisters go overseas, regardless where they go and acquire that skill, invite them to come home teach our young ones those skills that we don't have here. For tourism alone and remittance to earn foreign exchange.
We hear you loud and clear. We're going to have to leave it there because we have our scheduled feature coming up at 3:30. Thanks for the call.
Protecting Jamaica's borders from illicit imports and exports is a key priority for the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 3:30.
Gen Zers, we're back. Gen Z returns with a new look, fresh faces, hot topics, and a whole new vibe. We're talking finance, dating, dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. You don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show for the youths, by the youths.
It's here, it's there, it's everywhere. It's onespotmedia.com. Watch your favorite local program or listen to your favorite radio station from anywhere in the world on your tablet, smartphone, or personal computer. Download the app now and keep up to date with your favorite local programs on TVJ. Check us out at onespotmedia.com. Follow us on Instagram.
You remember you have it too, you know. Might be tedious to find. It's a little tedious to find. Maybe I have to put it in the system.
It's riveting, thought-provoking, and interesting. It's the morning agenda on Power 106 FM. Weekdays, 7:15 to 9 a.m. Join Jody and Quarry on Mondays and Tuesdays, and Sanjay Lewis on Wednesdays and Thursdays, while they alternate on Fridays, as they set your agenda and break down the issues and keep you informed on what matters to you most. It's the morning agenda on Power 106 FM. Weekdays, 7:15 to 9 a.m. only on Power 106 FM.
Remember, you have music you can play, you know.
For economic independence, so will be. So rise, Jamaica, rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence time is here. It is for progress that we're gonna make. It's for the embassies we'll operate. And it's for nature that has blessed our island home. Please don't depart the laws that there is on. So rise, Jamaica, rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence dawn is So rise, Jamaica, rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence time is here. It's for equality that we'll all enjoy and live forever. Try to destroy. See celebrations, let us all partake. It's for eternity, till then our land will stand. So rise, Jamaica, rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence God is here. Rise, Jamaica, rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence God is here.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. It's a Tuesday afternoon, just after 3:30, and that means time for our regular feature. This is Jamaica. Just before we get going, good afternoon to Olive Jagai. Good to have you on board. Thank you very much for tuning in. Sharon Richards says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm, and all listeners out there. I greet you all well on this rainy afternoon. Lots of blessings to you. Same to you, Sharon Richards. Valerie Rochester in Atlanta, Georgia, is greeting us as well. So too, Dr. Trevor Dixon of Jacobi Medical Center in New York, founder of Jaja Foundation, Jamaicans Abroad, helping Jamaicans at home. And Norman Hines in St. Thomas, hello to you as well. Parchment Baba Sue says, love your show. Thank you very much. And Sophia Nemard is in Newell, St. Elizabeth. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let's get ready now for This is Jamaica.
This is Jamaica. This is my country. A son of this island, a daughter of this land. Fearless of fear, I stand in awe. Only love prevails, secured in God's hands. This is Jamaica, where joy cometh in the morn, surrounded by mystic waters, crashing upon the shores where only heroes are born. Only if you knew Jamaica as well as I do, then you would utter, I love you, Jamaica. God knows I do. This is Jamaica, a simple speck in the universe. Our hearts beat and pulse in every nation, but only second to the kingdom of God. We put Jamaica first. I am Jamaican, regardless of where you may find me. Black, green, and gold is the marrow in my bones. So if I die away from my island, I pray to God you'll take me home.
The unmistakable voice of Peter Gracie, the conceptualizer, author of that piece, that poem, This is Jamaica. And we're happy to facilitate the electronic media edition of This is Jamaica in terms of not just telling the story of This is Jamaica, but also hearing the stories of all those who have been impacted, who have been touched, who have had reason to acknowledge the opportunities abound as far and the possibilities as far as the This is Jamaica movement is concerned. If you need to have more information as you listen, you can just type thisisjamaica.org. Thisisjamaica.org. There's a lot happening here. There's an opportunity to donate to This is Jamaica. There's that opportunity. And importantly, for some smart children in Jamaica, there is the This is Jamaica Poetry Scholarship 2022. And there are a lot of dates you might want to be mindful of as far as the deadline for the 2022 registration for the This is Jamaica Poetry Scholarship is concerned. We are 59 days, 6 hours, 51 minutes, and 14 seconds away. And there are sponsors of this program as well. There's Dr. Dwayne Dice of Education Solutions International, throwing his weight and the weight of his organization behind the This is Jamaica Poetry Scholarship, which will be awarded to some lucky Jamaican students. We want to continue as well to look at the importance of poetry in the classroom. And so this week, we are delighted to have joining us on This is Jamaica. And I'm shocked that he's able to join us because he is super busy. He is doing multiple events all across the 13 states he has responsibilities for. He is Jamaica's Consul General based in Miami, Florida, Mr. R. Oliver Mayer. Consul General Mayer, how are you, sir?
I am very good, Dervan, and every time you give me such a warm introduction, I feel so energized again to take on another 5 or 6 more activities. Always a pleasure being a part of your program.
Pleasure to have you on board, and we know that based on your background and your proclivity for the arts, your love for the arts, you naturally would have an appreciation for This is Jamaica. Can you give us your perspective based on all you know at this stage about the poem itself, the poet himself, and this, what has now become a movement, This is Jamaica?
Yes. Peter Gracie and his team came and met with us at the consulate about 4 or 5 months ago, and we earmarked the 1st of August as a day that we could do an event. And we wanted to gear it towards kids, of course. And we think it's so important that we continue to invest, especially through poetry and the creative arts, to open the imagination, the creativity of our children, as they help to create the future. And so this program with Peter fits nicely in terms of our goals or objectives of engaging the 2nd and 3rd generation here in the diaspora, and not leaving our kids out of it back in our homeland, Jamaica. So we're happy for this. It's a good way to start out, to continue our week and a half of activities, which starts on July 31st, when we'll have our church service, and then we will follow with Peter Gracie's program for the kids, which we will have live on our Facebook page at the consulate. And in keeping with the tradition from Miss Lou, where so many of our stalwarts nowadays are cultural ambassadors or cultural icons, came out of the Miss Lou movement. And we really need to spend more time with our children, and just exposing them to our culture, reinforcing it, and having them create something new. I was so proud of my daughter recently, who, she submitted a poem and as in a competition, and has now gone on to another round, and has just got a scholarship yesterday. So I have to.
What? That's fantastic.
My daughter, Serena.
I'll allow you to repeat that information. It's big news. Go ahead and say it again, please.
She got a scholarship at her school for creativity, for innovation, and she also submitted a poem recently to an association here in the States, and has gone on to another round of adjudication. So I want to congratulate her. And she's done it on her own. I mean, just in her room during COVID, just wrote her poems, and I submitted it. And I'm just encouraging her to continue, as I am with all our children. Sometimes we look at these soft skills as not necessary, not important. The arts as just a nice thing to do on the side if you have some time. But,
it's a tool for self-expression. Yes.
Without question. And it's so important to us, building our identity, pulling us together as a people, a diaspora all over the world. This is how we identify as Jamaicans, and so our culture is critical, and being a part of with the kids here with Peter Gracie's program is an honor for us to work along with him.
And it also helps to keep the culture alive, doesn't it? Because this poetry, it's in and of itself is some kind of a story, some kind of an expression of one's culture, one's heritage, and one's experience. I mean, culture is a way of life, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
absolutely. All right, hold it there, Consul General. Mayor, we'll come back to you in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
It's another edition of This is Jamaica. And this is both sides of the story on Power 106 FM as we continue to feature This is Jamaica and all that this movement has become and the impact on Jamaica and Jamaicans at home and abroad. Our special guest in that regard is the Consul General of Jamaica for the Southern United States, about having responsibility for about 13 states, Mr. R. Oliver Mayer, and the timing is impeccable for to have heard the story of his daughter's success in terms of poetry, even as we are celebrating poetry as a tool of self-expression and development and preserving our heritage and history. There's a lot happening here this afternoon, CG. As always, once CG is around, there's always a lot happening. But thank you very much. So you were sharing with us as well the activities that are happening. I can't imagine how you are coping now with all these activities. And it didn't start today. Where are you now in terms of the events at this time, as far as Jamaica 60 and the emancipation observances?
You know, on July 31st, we have our church service at 4 p.m. and we will have all the cultural groups in the community participating in the service, as well as gospel legend Papa San will be doing a special performance. So we are it's going to be at the Faith Center in South Florida. So we are expecting a large turnout. The church holds 10,000. So, you know, I know in the past we have had up to 2,000 persons attend our church service. So we want to exceed that this year significantly. And we're inviting the public to come out and participate in that. Peter Gracie follows on the 1st. And then jumping right up to the 6th, I mean, we have some events in between, but on the 6th we will have, with Mayor Messam, we will have an event at Miramar where a number of artists will perform, including Shaka Demas and Players, that is with Mayor Messam. And then we'll finish up at 6 p.m. and everybody gets ready, comes to the gala. And Inner Circle will be the main entertainment, and we will be using the opportunity to honor the living legend, Mr. Jimmy Cliff. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be huge at our gala.
Yes.
And then we leave the gala and we go to a street dance at a place called Lalo's. That's on Saturday.
Yes.
And then just quickly, on Sunday, we will have our 3rd annual motorcade. We do this along with the Jamaica Men of Florida, Dr. Alan Cunningham and team, and we will have a massive motorcade of celebrating Jamaica with 3 different discos playing festival songs throughout the years. And then we go to a function put on by Dennis Grant, which will feature Roy Ryan, Leroy Sibley, Chalice, Nadine Sutherland, and one more artist which I'm not remembering, and there'll also be a flag raising. So it's going to be it's a full weekend of activities down here in South Florida. So persons, I know a lot of persons are heading home to Jamaica, but you don't need to move from where you are, because we'll be celebrating Jamaica right here in South Florida in a big way. And so the community can come out and just participate and celebrate 60 years of independence for this great nation.
And could you just say just a little more, or to repeat for emphasis, the input of Peter Gracie and his This Is Jamaica movement for the 1st of August, Emancipation Day. What's the plan again?
Yes, so we're going to be posting a flyer with the time that persons can actually watch the production on the 1st of August. And so we'll have pride of place. I don't think there are many events taking place that day. So all roads will lead to This Is Jamaica, Peter Grace's working along with the consulate. We will post that on our Consulate of Jamaica Miami page with the times of that production. And it's so significant because when we look at all the various groups, there's really no home right now for our kids. And so this program is excellent. It falls nicely in line with one of our objectives to bring in the second and third generation and have them be more involved in what's taking place in the diaspora. So we welcome this. And persons can, again, like my page, Oliver Mayer, both on Instagram, Facebook, and the Consulate General of Jamaica, Miami. And you can also visit the website, thisisjamaica.com, for further information. I have not yet seen a flyer about the time. I think we're just going to decide on the time, but it will be live on our Facebook page at the Consulate General of Jamaica, Miami page on the 1st of August. And persons can see a production with our kids. This is Jamaica, celebrating poetry and the creative arts.
And no doubt it's an opportunity around this time as well to remind especially the children here in Jamaica of the This Is Jamaica Poetry Scholarship Competition, which is, I think they'll soon start accepting applications, I believe. All applications must be submitted by the 23rd of September. And the video renditions, because that's another component of the This Is Jamaica Poetry Scholarship Competition. Another component has to do with the video renditions. It's open to students 6 to 17 years old, currently enrolled in school during the scholarship period. And the parent or guardian must give permission. And if you need to register, as you must, go to thisisjamaica.org/scholarships. So thisisjamaica.org/scholarships. And we certainly look forward. Lots of prizes as well. The first prize, $1,000. Second prize, $500. Third prize, $250. And a reminder that the scholarship was created to empower children to restore and preserve Jamaican culture through poetry, drama, and arts, to explore poetry as an educational building block, and to promote literacy. And the hope is to inspire and motivate students to express themselves freely through this poem, Peter Grace's This Is Jamaica. So spread the word. The general registration will open on the 5th of September and will run until the 23rd. General registration starting on the 5th of September and running until the 23rd. So, Consul General, go ahead, please.
In closing, of course, the children, our kids from Jamaica and within the diaspora will be expressing themselves on what emancipation means to them.
Oh, that should be rich.
That's rich. And it's intention of This Is Jamaica to bring kids in the diaspora closer, of course, as we said, to our heritage, and them informed and active in all the festivities, while educating them about their history, our history.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to salute Peter Gracie, Carol Chang, the entire team there for the work that they have been doing. As I said, we met up about 5 months ago, just looking at this event, and Peter, they really just came to do a courtesy call to bring us aware of what they are doing and discuss our partnership. and we created the date of August 1st, and we agreed on it. And so we're happy now that this is coming to fruition and we're able to put this production together in addition to the scholarship and the other work that Peter and the team are doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to salute them, thank them, and encourage all our kids to get on board and get involved.
We also noticed, I saw something the other day, I was trying to remember what it was, but some kind of a trading business that you have helped to facilitate in the interest of Jamaica and the diaspora. I'm trying to remember the exact story now. But the point I'm making, apart from all of this, you're busy helping to facilitate trade and investment between Jamaica and, sorry, go ahead.
Yes, I was very happy. One of the companies that did a courtesy call with us,
Sorry, we missed that. Home
Choice.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Right. They did a courtesy visit. We were able to connect them with somebody else who did a courtesy visit with us at the consulate. We just facilitated them coming together, and that company worked with them, brought them to a point where Victoria Mutual actually purchased a significant portion of their company. And so both have reached out to me to thank us for making that possible. And we're happy that we were able to provide that level of value to a local company, that's going to be underway. We assume to go probably do an IPO in the future. But to have a big company like Victoria now make a big purchase of the company, we feel happy to have been up that story. And just one example of some of the work that we do as part of the concert team, just me, the entire team, what we do there to facilitate trade and investment back home and promoting persons investing in Jamaica and helping to build the economy. Because we can't just sit down and always just cry about what is going wrong. We also have to look at things that are going right and some of the positives in the country that we can share with persons. Because this Dervan, I'm telling you, the foreigners are doing it. They're jumping into it. They are jumping in, looking to invest in the country. And we have to remind our fellow Jamaicans that, hey, we have the first opportunity to do so. We can jump and invest in our own country. And so let us not sit back. Let us actively get involved in owning a piece of the rock, whether it is a stock, a share in a company, buying a piece of land, investing in a business. Let us really put our money where our mouth is and invest in Jamaica land we love. As part of the Jamaica 60th celebration, we're celebrating our homeland. Why not invest in it as well? That's part of our messaging and our mission to drive investment to Jamaica and help the economy. We're so happy that tourism is rebounding so nicely and projected to have 3.2 million visitors at the end of the year. We're happy about this, and we're happy to see that our debt to GDP has gone down from 149% now to 95.6%, moving in the right direction. These are some things that many times people don't know. But as a country, to be reduced debt in a steady and consistent fashion is something we have to celebrate. Means that there will be more room for investment in capital expenditure to help to drive the country forward. And both political parties can lay some kind of a claim to working with that program. So both have to be lauded. So it's a national,
national initiative
or achievement for Jamaica that we need to be aware of. When I mentioned that event that our debt to GDP is coming down, people are like, what? We didn't know this. We're happy to hear.
Right.
But at least it's indicating that the country is moving in the right direction. Don't get me wrong, we have our challenges with crime, and we need all hands on deck for that. But there are some positives that we must also be excited about and enthusiastic about sharing the positive with people that we meet.
Thank you so much, Consul General R. Oliver Mayer, based in Miami, Florida, representing the southern the southern states, having responsibility for those 13 or so states. Thank you so much for being our guest on this week's edition of This is Jamaica. And we want to wish you and all the other Jamaicans in Florida and elsewhere in the southern region of the United States all the very best during this emancipendence period.
Thank you so much, Dervan. Thank you for the work you continue to do. And to all your listeners, one love.
Thank you.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
All right.
It's the show that engages you with stimulating and intriguing
All right, hold on
discussions
to those
spice
for a
up your
moment.
night. It's Dear
Just
Pastor
hold
with
what
Reverend
I gave you
Dr.
there for a
Aaron
moment.
Dumas, Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. until midnight.
Hello. Hello, Pastor.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Well, you may ask me a question, I may or may not answer.
Hear pertinent advice and share your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters. Get the answers you need for your burning questions. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
All right, so just this person first. I just send it to you right
That's
now.
Dear Pastor
Yeah.
with Reverend
And then once
Dr.
we finish
Aaron
with this
Dumas,
one, we go to the
keeping
others.
your company Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m.
Once
till
we finish
midnight,
with this
right
one
here
coming
on
up,
Power
we go to the
106 FM.
others.
Ours for independence will have another 6. It is for the nation we're gonna be. It is for democracy that
Que ora es en espagnol, son las 4:01. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:01. 现在几点了？4点01. Well, just changed to 4:02. 2 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Coming up, there's a big launch, the Florida chapter of Magotty High School, and they're having a reunion coming up on the 13th of August, and we look forward to joining the Magotty High School family in Florida for the weekend of the 13th. Looking forward to that. In the meantime, we are going to have a quick word with our friends from the Meadowbrook High School Past Students Association, and this is the New York chapter. Nadine Moulton is president of the New York chapter of the Meadowbrook High School Past Students Association. Good afternoon to you, Nadine. How are you?
Good afternoon, Dervan, and I'm doing well. How are you?
I am fine, thanks. How is your big event coming on?
It's coming along, thank you for asking. It's coming along, and it's really good to be here to share the information with your listeners.
Yes, pleasure to have you on board. Now, what is the approach in terms of the different chapters? Is it that you are all singing from the same hymn book, or is it a matter of individual operating from individual chapter locations?
Okay, we're all singing from the same hymn book. We are all of one accord.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
So mutually, it's a collaborative event, and this is the first time we've actually been doing this, and especially during what we have been going through, we thought this was really a great way to to try and just get everyone together. So this collaborative effort is an Herculean effort, I would also say, because we are pushing from every angle to get the, to people to come out and support us. We have, what should I say, the Jamaica chapter, the Canada chapter, and the New York chapter. So you're looking at, what should I call it, a trio,
a triumvirate.
Definitely. Yes. So this week we're in the midst of our homecoming week, and homecoming definitely means exactly what it says. Tell someone to meet you coming home. Mm-hmm. So we are looking forward to it. We're in day 3 actually of the week.
All right, can you back up a bit then? So is it that there are other events that have been held already?
Yes, we actually started the week on Sunday with our church service. Mm-hmm. Start with our Father in the midst of everything.
Amen.
Last night we actually had our business meeting, so we got down to the business of it takes to do what we're doing and what Meadowbrook needs and what we need to actually put together. Mm-hmm. Today is a free day where everyone have a chance to get out and around and do what they need to do. And tomorrow night, we actually have our play. We're having Mojo and Flow. It's actually the opening night of the play at the Courtly Hotel. So we're looking forward to that. There's still a couple of tickets out there for that event. On Thursday, we do have a bus trip to Mayfield Falls in Westmoreland.
That sounds like fun.
And that we're all looking forward to that, to go out again, meet and greet and get to say this long time guy we never see you, make you hold your hand, that kind of thing.
Yes.
And on Friday now, we actually have a meet and greet, which is the night before our big climax event for this week. So we will be having a meet and greet at our place, Oasis, at 11 Oxford Road there. And then on Saturday night, talk about the big night. It's the show night. It is something that we have never done before. In fact, it is Sizzafest night. So it is a big stage show, and we are coming in hot, as the name suggests, Sizzafest. So right. Sizzafest will be featuring alumni from the school who are actually up and coming in the business. And then we are having the grand veterans that are out there. We have Kevin Ray from Ray Goodman and Brown. We have Richie Stevens. We have Jim Myers. We have Shano, Mr. Hot artist right now. We have Munga Honorable. We have Garfield Revelation Treasure. And we have Jim Myers. So we have Quado, Tamo J, and a host of artists. So we're just asking everyone to really come out and support. It's kind of a, what should I call it, a Sumfest in the middle of Kingston.
That's what I was thinking. You're having your own this weekend.
yes. So Sumfest was last weekend. So all roads are open and all roads are clear for Sizzafest, which is happening in Kingston at Meadowbrook High School on Saturday evening. Gates open at 5 p.m. And we're asking everyone to just come on out. Tickets are still available. This is kind of an event that is bridging across the divide. So we are trying to make it artists that are for the student population coming straight across. So we're actually trying to get artists that will appeal to all different genres. So we're just asking everyone to come out. Tickets are available at Mayfair Pharmacy at Red Hills Road. Tickets are available on Eventbrite. Tickets are available if you just call. You can call 486-7704. That's 486-7704 if you need tickets. And the student tickets are $1,000 and general tickets are $3,000. VIP is already sold out.
Whoa, I like the sound of that. Yes. VIP is already sold out. That's excellent. That means people are indeed making their contribution. That's what it's about. And have you mentioned your DJ as well yet?
DJ Phoenix. DJ Phoenix will be spinning for us. And I must also use the opportunity, Dervan, to just say thank you. On behalf of the New York chapter, the Jamaica chapter, and the Canada chapter, just want to say thank you to our sponsors that have come on board with this event. Because, as I said, this is the first of its type. I don't think any school has actually done something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that we're doing it together, because that is what I said, we're pushing all about together. Because, as I said, it's one goal, Meadowbrook High School, is to be the best that we can be and to take care of our children. So whatever support that the public gives us, we're just putting it right back out there for our children because they need every assistance that we can give them. So just want to say thank you to our sponsors. And
Sure.
These sponsors are Best Dressed Chicken, TWP Attorneys at Law, we're in Atlas Security. I think in Garden has just come on board. Sagicor is also on board. We have Grace Kennedy Remittance Services. We have a host of others, like we have overseas sponsors as well, Linden Nursing Home. There are just so many to actually this, but we are grateful and we are thankful to have them on our, in our corner.
Well, you're well and truly on your way with all the activities already this week, and then going into the rest of the week and the weekend for the grand finale, in a sense, Meadowbrook Sizzle Fest, taking place on the school grounds at Meadowbrook High School. And wow, what a reunion that's going to be.
It is, Dervan. And the thing that you just mentioned it, we just wanted to start at the root where everything is our sacred space. And we're hoping this to be an annual event. So we started right at home.
That's
we
right.
started at the actual school ground. So we are transforming the school ground right now. We're in the midst of getting it together and we're transforming it. That people, there's going to be a production that, what can I say? It went a little beyond what we expected, and that just showed you how many people came on board to actually push, as I said, the Herculean effort. So all we need is the people to just, what they would say, come in and place, as they say.
So it is.
We're looking forward to it. It really is going to be a show of our shows.
Excellent. Well, we want to congratulate you and the team. Remarkable work you've been doing so far in support of your alma mater, Meadowbrook High School. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you so much, Dervan, and thank you for all your support that you have always been there for us and in our corner. And we just thank you for what you have been able to do, and we just look forward to what the future holds. Come on out, everyone. Sizzle Fest on Saturday, July 30th. Meadowbrook High School, 2 Meadowbrook Avenue. It will be a show of our show. It's a Sumfest in the middle of Kingston. So come on out and sizzle with us.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much, Nadine, for continuing to play your part in the development of your alma mater, Meadowbrook High School, and all the other past students you lead in the New York chapter and the other chapters. Well done.
I have to tell you, can't do it. It's a team effort.
Yes.
Dervan, it's a team effort.
Yes.
My team in New York, the team in Canada, and the team here in Jamaica, we thank you for coming together and then to show us what we can do. You know, individually we are one drop, as they say, but together we are an ocean. And with the ocean, we're going to be moving mountains in everything that we do and continue to live true to our motto, Ita Splendea Lux Vestra, let our light so shine.
Amen to that. Thank you very much, Nadine Moulton. All the best.
Thank you, Dervan. Thank you for having me again.
It's been a pleasure. Take care. Nadine Moulton, president of the New York chapter of Meadowbrook High School Past Students Association, the respective chapters of the Meadowbrook High School Past Students Association, combining their efforts and energy in this homecoming week for the Meadowbrook High School family. And they will culminate in that big event, Sizzle Fest, on Saturday evening at on the school compound. And it's going to be quite something from all indications. So far, so good. We need to take a break now. We're moving from one institution, celebrating one institution, to another, which we love to do. there's just one way, and it's called education, right? One way, education. And so, in support of anything to do with the education of our people, always happy to be a part of that experience. Wonderful. And so, as we were telling you a short while ago, there is a big launch taking place in Florida. And this is well, we'll keep you in suspense if you missed it the first time. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15. It's the show that engages you with stimulating and intriguing discussions to spice up your night. It's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. until midnight.
Hello?
Hello, Pastor.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Well, you may ask me a question, I may or may not answer.
Hear pertinent advice and share your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters. Get the answers you need for your burning questions. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas. That's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, keeping your company Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. till midnight, right here on Power 106 FM.
Huh? You know, I'm not hearing you. Sorry. Oh, okay. All right. Yes.
For economic independence, so rise to make a rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence time is here. Here's for progress that we're gonna make. It's for the embassies we'll operate.
Okay, Daddy.
And it's for nature that has left home. We don't defy the laws that bury them. So rise to make a rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence dawn is here. So rise to make a rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence time is here. It's for equality that we'll all enjoy, and never ever try to destroy. See celebrations, let us all partake. It's for eternity, till then our land will stand. So rise to make a rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past. Independence God is here. Rise to make a rise, and let us celebrate. Let's forget the past.
Que ahora es en español, son las 4:19. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:19. 现在几点了？4点19分。19 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? Yes, young people, we know it's summer, we know it's the holiday, and you know what we always say, even when school is out, homework is always in, because homework is about preparation, and proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And as we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people, as we continue with more on your program. Getting quite a few requests, including from my father, wanting to hear more of Auntie Joe's Rise, Jamaica, Rise, and Let Us Celebrate. One can understand when these senior citizens, and I say that with a lot of love, of course, when there was a time of enjoyment, like real serious fun enjoyment for those who are now senior citizens. So when you play music that takes them back to that time, it puts them in a happy mood, a very pleasant frame of mind. So that is the situation there. As we said, though, we're moving from one institution to another. And so right now we're going to shift focus to Magotty High School. Big things are happening for Magotty High School. The official launch of the Florida chapter of Magotty High School is scheduled for Saturday, the 13th of August from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. And we're looking forward, all things being well, to journeying to Florida for this Magotty High School Florida chapter launch at the Holy Sacrament Episcopal Church, 2801 North University Drive in Pembroke Pines, Florida. Food and drinks on sale, lots of music, entertainment, etc. Meet and greet, opportunities to connect and reconnect with friends from school days. It's going to be one grand reunion and launch of the Florida chapter of Magotty High School. And to tell us more, first of all, with respect to the conception of the Magotty High School Florida chapter, we are delighted to have the ideator for that that chapter, and that is Ms. Paulette Brooks, who is online, and we also have online the chairman of the board, Mr. Herman Samuels, and the president of the soon-to-be officially launched Florida chapter of Magotty High School, Mr. Errol Rodman. Good afternoon, gentlemen and lady. How are you?
We're all fine. Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Wonderful. It's good to have you all on board. We're anxious to learn a bit of the history, first of all, of this launch, this upcoming official launch of the Florida chapter of Magotty High School. Can you tell us about how this came about, please, Ms. Paulette Brooks?
Yes, great to be for the launching. Apparently, it came about one particular year. We went to the New York chapter of the Magotty High School alumni, and we were inspired by the great work that the New York chapter had accomplished, and we wanted to continue with a chapter in Florida.
and thereabout, we heard there were some questions about the weather conditions that wasn't, that wasn't comfortable, not as warm as Jamaica, the Florida,
Yes.
the Florida and the Jamaica climate. So we wanted to be a little bit more friendlier, so we decided we should have a Florida chapter.
Yes.
And that's where, we were inspired by them, and I brought Mr. Rodman and everybody on board, and here we are.
Okay.
So that's the implementation,
Right. All right. Hold it right there. I know that I know that Mr. Errol Rodman, also known as Russian, is quite conversant with the history of the school, Magotty High School. Give us a quick snapshot of the history of Magotty High School, please, Mr. Errol Rodman.
Thank you, Dervan, for having us on live. The school began operation in September 1971 as a new secondary school, and that continued to be so until 1974, when the focus was changed to becoming a new secondary school. At that time, when the school began, students could only go as far as grade 9, and then you graduate at grade 9. And when you graduate at grade 9, you have no skill. You just have the pure academics. So you were not marketable in terms of securing a job very easily. So the founding principal, Mr. M.C. Thompson, came up with the vision at the new secondary school principals forum in Kingston, Jamaica, to suggest to the Ministry of Education at the time to introduce 2 additional grade levels, grade 10 and grade 11. And along with the introduction of those 2 additional grade levels, they introduced the vocational subject areas, such as machine shop and welding, carpentry and cabinet making, electrical installation program, electrical technology, auto mechanic, business program, which was then called typing on office practice, and continuing education program. And we also struck a deal with the Ministry of Education, whereby he was permitted to rehire the best performing students in each academic, in each vocational subject area. For example, the best performing student in typing and office practice would be rehired to teach that subject area. The best in auto mechanic, I can think of Ray Williams, for example, who lives in Florida, who was rehired to teach that area. Barnesville Dennis was rehired to teach machine shop and welding. And Wilton Shankisout, who is currently general manager for HIPS Jamaica, was rehired to teach science in the science department. Clifford Steen was rehired from the agricultural department to teach agricultural science, along with Vernet Berry. And a number of others who were highly competent in straight academic areas, such as the area of mathematics, for example. Maxine Anderson was rehired to teach mathematics.
Yeah, the history is quite rich, and we're happy that we'll have other opportunities to engage you in discussion about the evolution of Magotty High School. But we're going to hold it there for the time being. And then when we come back from this break, we want to bring in to the discussion Pastor Samuels. One moment, please.
It's for economic independence, so will be.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30.
Attention plumbers, contractors, homeowners. If you need plumbing, see Master Plumber for genuine and hard-to-get plumbing materials, spare parts, hardware, and household items. For Makati Street, Montego Bay, 952-0001. Master Plumber. We have the plumbing for your water.
Gen Zers, we're back. Gen Z returns with a new look, fresh faces, hot topic, whole new vibe. We're talking finance, dating, dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. You don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show for the youths, by the youths.
It's for the embassies, we'll operate, and it's for
Que hoy es en español, son las 5:29. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5:29. Tiens, Tidian le Wu Dien Cha Arshur Jiao Fen. 29 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. We're happy to use the opportunity of the Jamaica 60 and related celebrations to place on the agenda significant happenings which have implications for the respective educational institutions. So earlier on, we featured Meadowbrook High School Past Students Association and their efforts in furthering the growth and development of their school. And now we're on to Magotty High School. They're preparing to launch the Florida chapter of their alumni association on Saturday, the 13th of October. I beg your pardon, Saturday, the 13th of August. Saturday, the 13th of August. You know why I said the 13th of October, right? Figure it out. But it's Saturday, the 13th of August. And it's going to be quite something. So we're getting some background on the school itself. We just got that bit of information from a very knowledgeable Errol Rodman, who has the history down pat, as they would say. We also heard earlier on from Paulette Brooks, also known as Paul Roden, depending on, well, which name rings a bell, then will give you an idea of where and when and how I would have known you by virtue of the name. We know, we quite understand that Paulette Brooks, Paulette Roden, whichever would ring a bell for those who are listening, so they could say, "Oh, is my friend." Anyway, so we're going to now greet the chairman of the board, Pastor Herman Samuels, the chairman of the board of Magotty High School. Pastor Samuels, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, Dervan, and good afternoon to your listeners. And I must let you know that I'm in an excellent mood, and I greet my pioneer colleagues who have chartered the way for Magotty High School, so that I, as a past student, can represent my school and be the first board chairman for this noble institution, of which I'm very, very proud.
And that's the first chairman of the board who is a past student.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Proud to be.
No, that is quite something to be proud of. Now, how would you, for those listening to us, because the chapter is looking to launch the 13th, and we're looking forward to the celebration in Florida on the weekend of the 13th of August. So let's use the opportunity now then, Pastor Herman Samuels, to give our listeners at home and abroad, whether or not they're members of the Magotty High School family, they might very well just be loving, giving, caring, kind people who want to contribute to a worthy cause. What would you describe as the most pressing needs of Magotty High School right now?
Thank you very much. So it's my opportunity to let the world know that there are a number of needs that are at the Magotty High School, but we have an infrastructure committee that we toured the school a few weeks ago, and we looked at all the different needs of the school. And after touring, we went and we had a meeting, and we came up with the guidance department and the nursing department. There are 3 guidance counselors here and 1 nurse. And the 4 of them, they are fit in a little room. And when we look at it, and assess all what we have surveyed, we decide that the most needed we have now is offices for the 3 guidance counselors and the nurse. Reason being, when you look at the little cubic, I would say, that they are in, with the psychosocial problem that we are having, and we understand that when you talk about guidance and counseling and nursing, those things are private. Nobody wants to anybody else to hear what they are saying if they are talking to their guidance counselor, which had happened because the guidance counselor told me that sometimes they are in the office, they are counseling with somebody, and the other guidance counselor walking, arguments stop, they shut down. We know that this cannot be healthy. So we decided that we have to make a change. We have to do something for our school. And I remember one of the guidance counselor said to me, Mr. Samuel, we are asking you for help. Even a trailer, we are begging you to give us because this is undermining our job. We cannot get to do what we need to do, right? So we, as a board and as a committee member from the infrastructure, we launched out and we decided that we must get something done. So the technical person at the school, Mr. Linton, we asked him to give us a drawing of 2 containers, right? And 3 offices for the guidance counselor, 1 office for the nurse, and 2 restrooms, and here. And he came up with the drawing, which we are going to send one of the copy to you, one of the print to you. And we also did an estimate, which we came up with a $4.8 million. When we look at it, Mr. Brian, for the work of 3 offices to take care of our young people and Jamaica, and in extension the world, we look at it as $4.8 million is just about a little in the bucket. So therefore, with the launch of the chapter of the past Florida, we are asking right across the world, every last past student at the Magotty High School, we are asking for your support and your help. We need everybody to get on board. Even those who have just left school this month. That meaning from the whole concept of the school 1981, which is school is now 51 years old. And for all these years, we are looking forward for everybody to get forward. We build our school on the, oh Lord. And these stripes are nothing else but for excellency, our motto. So we are asking for your assistance, sir, with the power thereof on your radio station to move this message across the world for us that we need everyone.
All hands on board. Yes, all hands on deck. Thank you so much. And as we said, we're going to have reason to speak with you and the other members of the team again, leading up to the 13th, and indeed on Saturday the 13th as well. In the meantime, though, Paulette Brooks, Miss Paulette Brooks, or for those who know her as Paulette Roden, same person, of Magotay High School, for the official launch of the Florida chapter on the 13th. What can those in Florida expect? Those who are wondering, should I go to that event or not? What would you say to them?
We would definitely love to have we'd like to meet and greet everyone. And we're going to have music, we're going to have entertainment, we're going to have some great food. We're going to have our national, our favorite dishes that we like.
Yes.
And we're going to have the music that could bring back some memories and bring everybody together. Yes. Looking forward to meeting everyone.
Yes. And we're definitely looking forward. We're going to leave it here for now. This is just a teaser. It's a sign of things to come, listeners, as far as Magotay High School is concerned. So you spread the word. Magotay High School is going places, and you just keep listening to Power 106 FM, and you will be updated every step of the way. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Thank you, Paulette Brooks Roden. Thank you, Pastor Herman Samuels, chairman of the board. Of course, Paulette Brooks Roden is the founder of the soon to be officially launched Florida chapter, and of course would like to thank Pastor Herman Samuels, chairman of the Magotay High School board. Thank you very much. And of course,
we just want to say that we also salute our principal, who is a very, very strong advocate in terms of the school and also promoting the Past Student Association. So we want to salute him. Mr. Sean Graham.
Definitely. And we look forward to hearing more of the history and the rich heritage of Magotay High School from Errol Rodman the next opportunity we get. So consider this a series. We're serializing. We're in the age of series on Netflix and elsewhere. Well, you keep listening to Power 106 FM for the series on Magotay High School. Thank you all so much. We're looking forward to the next installment of this series. Thanks a lot.
God bless you. Thank you very much for having us, Dervan.
It's been a pleasure.
Much appreciated.
Anytime. Thank you so much. So there you have it. Spread the word. Magotay High School is going places. The Florida chapter soon to be launched the 13th of August, 2022. That's not too far from now. And we're looking forward to joining the members of the Magotay High School family, past and present, in Florida for that celebration. What a reunion that is going to be. Well, yesterday we were able to feature a couple of the festival songs. We are going to feature two more of the songs. Time is running out in a sense because the last minute arrangement for this year's festival song competition. And so the grand finale is on Thursday. That's Thursday evening at 8:30, live on TVJ, live on the JCDC's website, live on the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport Facebook page, live on the Minister's Facebook page as well, and the Ministry's Facebook page on PBC Jamaica. It will be all over. And as we said, on TVJ. So that's going to be Thursday. So here's another opportunity for you to hear a couple of the songs and you can use the opportunity to make up your mind as to which one you're going with, as to which one you are supporting. And it's all a part of this festive season. If you thought it was only Christmas time, that is a festive season. Think again. Emancipendence time is another of the festive seasons on our calendar here in Jamaica and the diaspora. More in a moment.
If you need plumbing, see Master Plumber for genuine and hard-to-get plumbing materials, spare parts, hardware, and household items. For Makati Street, Montego Bay, 952-0001.
I have names and
Master
numbers.
Plumber. We have the plumbing for your water.
Gen Zers, we're back. Gen Z returns with a
Oh.
new look, fresh
So they gave
faces, hot topics,
Right.
and a whole new
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah, right.
We're
Yeah, if
talking
you can
snacks,
jump on it right away,
dancehall,
and let's see
cruising
what we get.
gigs. We
Both of
discuss
them
it.
at the same
You
time.
don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show for the youths, by the youths.
It's the 2022 Denby Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show, and Power 106 FM is in the mix with comprehensive team coverage all 3 days, July 30, 31, and August 1. Join us as we explore the wonderful world of agriculture. We will bring you all the news, views, and excitement from the Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show at the Denby Showground in Maypan, Clarence. Comprehensive coverage of the Denby Show, July 30, 31, and August 1. For 106 FM's coverage
Well,
of
let
Denby
it not be said that
2022
nothing was
is brought to you
done.
by
So, yeah.
SCJ Holdings, Sugar Industry Authority, College of Agriculture, Science and Education, H&L Agro, Rural Agricultural Development Authority Act, National Irrigation Commission, Egg Farmers Association,
No.
Jamaica
You
Forage
got stamp?
Plus, Nutrimix,
Oh,
Jamaica
yeah, call the
Agriculture
other one as well.
Society, Caribbean Chemicals, Separate Group, Alternative Power Sources, Road Safety Unit, Rural Agricultural Development Authority Act, St. Anne, St. Jago Farm Supplies, Isratech Jamaica Limited, Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, and Pesticide Control Authority.
Try to destroy these celebrations.
Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 5 menos 13. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 5 heures moins 13. 现在几点了？5点加13分. 13 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Well, we've been hoping to connect with two more of our festival song finalists, but they appear to be a little on the busy side. We're still working the phones behind the scenes to get another two of the Jamaica 60 Festival Song finalists. While that's happening, we have the music. Anyway, we have the songs, so we can play the songs and see if between playing the songs now and when we're through with these recordings, whether Inspire and Stamp will be available. In the meantime, let's play the first of the two recordings.
Bring back the love, bring back the love, bring back the love in that pinky jam down. Bring back the love, bring back the love, bring back the love in that pinky jam down. And I am mother and your father, so that your days may be longer. Love your sister and your brother, love yourself and your neighbor. Heads of government come together. We need to build a strong Jamaica. We economy could be better. Come Jamaica, let's work together. Bring back the love, bring back the love, bring back the love in a pinky jam down. Bring back the love, bring back the love, bring back the love in a pinky jam down. Bring
back the love, bring back the love, bring back the love in a few jam down. Bring back the love, bring back the love, bring back the love in a few jam down. Bring back the love. Let's show love to each Jamaican.
Both? Okay.
Let's bring back
which one is this?
Community welcome policeman. We only used to carry a baton. When people used to live as one, me and my neighbor share the same yam.
Okay.
To have no that man, no borders or division. Bring back the love. Bring back the love. Bring back the love. Bring back the love in a few jam down. Bring back the love. Bring back the love. Bring back the love in a few jam down. Bring back the love.
What's time left on it?
Bring back the love in a few jam down. Bring back the love. Bring back the love. Bring back the love in a few.
And the other one you say
Manners and respect used to work
Inspire.
when I was a young man. I am talking to all Jamaican. Forget the knife, forget the gun. No more violence, bring back the love. Bring back the love, bring back the love, bring back the love in a pinky.
I think they're all new except maybe one or two. I think they're all fresh except one or two.
Bring back the love, bring back the love, bring back the love in a pinky jam down. Bring back the love, bring back the love, bring back the love in a pinky jam down. Let's show love to each Jamaican. Let's bring back the old tradition. Community will
Bring Back the Love by Stamp. Another of the entries in this year's festival song contest. Let's talk to Stamp himself. He has put his stamp of approval on this recording, I'm sure. Rory Stamp, how are you?
I'm quite fine, sir.
Tell us about this one. Was this one of the songs that was previously entered and then re-entered, or was this fresh when the call went out for festival songs?
I believe it was fresh when it entered, when I received a call, sir.
So you had it put down somewhere under your pillow or somewhere?
I had it put down in the book and on a CD already waiting.
And
I re-recorded it back. I have to re-record it back to get in the melodies and so forth.
Yes. Oh, so and what was the timeline within which you had to work to get it together in order to meet the deadline?
Very quickly, I think it was like a week.
Oh, yeah, that's a short space of time.
Yes, sir.
And you managed to pull it off.
Yes, sir.
What kind of emotions are you trying to stimulate in the minds and hearts and souls and spirit of our people by doing this particular recording?
Well, as I would say that, I would say that all time, once the mothers, the fathers, the sister, the brother, and everybody starts with the love at their home,
yes,
they can achieve it outside there, even while driving. Mm-hmm. You know, because every time I start to look at the attitude of driving, now it builds enemies. Sometimes you look at people be able just to drive alone. Now some set story and some might not.
No, that's an excellent observation by you. You're spot on. Yes.
Yes,
sure. Mm-hmm. All right. So go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so away from that now, you know, within the home, once the child or the children learn to show the love and the kind of attitude when they go out there and learn to teach others also, others can, you know, learn from that or teach others about the same thing, and then you would have a better society.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we want to congratulate you on being a part of history, because you are. For generations to come, long after we're gone, history will record that Rory Stamp had, well, I don't know when the final is coming up on Thursday, we'll see ultimately, but in general terms, at least the records will show that you were one of the 10 finalists, right? And then let's see what happens in a couple of days. Who knows?
Thank you very much.
But all the very best, and thanks for this quick chat. All the best.
Yes. Okay, so thank you.
Good.
Okay.
We only used to carry a baton. When people used to live as one, me and my neighbor share the same yam.
All right, so that was Stamp, and it is time for us to hear from Inspire, INSPYAH. Inspire, good afternoon. How are you?
Inspire taking higher. Blessings, blessings, blessings.
Inspire taking it higher, starting a fire. A good one. So now tell us your story, the story of your song.
Well, for me, I've always wanted to be a part of the festival song competition, but I've never seemed to get to enter. I mean, you know, you're trying to do work and all these things because, you know, you got to get the hustle on. But this year, when I heard that there was an announcement that there were not enough entries, as I look at that, I could have entered. And when I heard the news that they opened back the competition, I went quickly ahead and called producer Dale Verga and said, "Yo, Dale, listen me. I have a song that I need to fix up and get some verses on. We have about 2 days to do this. Let's go."
And so with that, you got it going. So what, within a week, like Stamp a while ago, or
well, I didn't have the entire week because when the announcement came, it was probably about 2 days ago, you know.
My goodness.
So we just had to make use of the time wisely to get it recorded and get everything sent over to JCDC.
And what is your hope in terms of when we listen to your song, which we're going to be playing in just a moment, Jamaica Nice Again? What are you hoping we will feel and experience when we listen to Jamaica Nice Again?
Well, my mission for this song, I mean, I basically wrote the chorus back in about 2020 when we were in lockdown. And I was saying, boy, we have to write something for when the place opens back so everybody can be happy again. Everybody can, you know, see a light. Because, you know, those were kind of dark times for us.
Yes.
And when I heard of the Jamaica 60, you know, Diamond Jubilee, I said, all right, the verses now have to take us back to 1962 and show that the great celebration that we had, that great passion, that proudness that we had for our nation, and connect it back now in 2022.
Yes, indeed. Well, we want to congratulate you on being chosen as one of the finalists. We want to wish you ahead of Thursday's final, which is at 8:30 in the evening, live J and everywhere else in cyberspace. Thank you so much, Inspire, and we will go out, close out this afternoon's show by playing your song. All the best.
Thanks very much, and guys, remember to 876-444-7706.
Okay, that's the number. Let's go now to Jamaica Nice Again.
Yes! Inspire come to deliver the good news. Hey! Tell everybody, Jamaica nice again. Jamaica nice again. Jamaica nice again. Yes! Let me tell you where it all started. Do you remember 1962? Yes. On the 6th of August was the sweetest news. Independence Day, the whole island a celebrate. Summer jump on a prance and a dance all night and day. So call up your friend then. Call up your neighbor and your friend. Tell them Jamaica nice again. Just call out the tourist traveler then. Tell them Jamaica nice again. Yes, Jamaica nice again. Yes, Jamaica nice again. Yes, Jamaica nice again. Alright, let me take you on a tour now. Big celebration down in Sunshine Square. Make a stop in a Ochimene River. Take the beautiful highway to Victoria Pier. Then we jump on a boat to Port Royal from there. All aboard. Call up your neighbor and your friend. Tell them Jamaica nice again. Call on the tourist traveler then. Tell them Jamaica nice again. Yes, Jamaica nice again. Yes, Jamaica nice again. Yes, Jamaica nice again. Alright, we got food for you. Yes, you can grab a delicious coconut right from the tree. So no one ackee and saltfish. No, ackee and saltfish is there for you and for me. Hey, steamed fish, fried fish with lots of money. The sweet paradise in the Caribbean Sea. Hey, call up your neighbor and your friend. Tell them Jamaica nice again. Call out the tourist traveler then. Tell them Jamaica nice again. Yes, Jamaica nice again. Yes, Jamaica nice again. Yes, Jamaica nice again. Yes, call up your neighbor and tell them Jamaica nice again. Call out the tourist traveler then.
And on that note, we're going to have to wrap it up. We are out of time. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today. Tuesday, the 26th of July, 2022. All things being well, both sides of the story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
Jamaica nice again. Jamaica nice again. Jamaica nice again.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible.
Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast as news at 5.
Bye.